Alright, so today we're on Wretched Shop, which is kind of a bad map, but let's see what we can do. Whispers turned on, and that gen was 32 meters away, so I figured they'd be on that gen. So I try to sneak around to Shack to get her, but then I see someone else inside the Shack. I assumed the Claudette hadn't seen me, but it was actually a 4-man spy with friends, so they told her I was coming. Just waiting for my power to come back. That Claudette was already 99, so I didn't want to hit her. Instead, I'd keep choosing to chase after the lorry, and she's at a pretty weak tile, the TNL wall, so I can get her here. Somehow she ended up missing, which was fortunate for me. So I see that person off the gen, and I try to stalk her while keeping Claudette trapped at this loop. And I mark this Claudette to try to force the hand of the other survivor that might come for the rescue. I make sure not to get broken out here. Somehow she thought I was still chasing the Claudette, so she couldn't tell where I was, and now I go back to finish off the Claudette. I try to block off the pallet behind me, though she should have ran around the car instead of doubling back here, and she would have been fine. And I already saw where the last person was with barbecue, so I go to get her. I make sure to hit the other people first because of the borrowed time that the lorry might still have. And now it would have run out, so I go in for the hit. Alright, GG, now on to the next one.
What a fun game. Wow.
Now we're on Ormond, which is an all-around bad killer map, but there's still some good stock points that we can use. First thing I try to do is head upstairs, because that's a really good stock point on this map, and most of the gens are really close to the building, so it'll work out. I make sure to expose them before getting revealed, but I probably should have approached them from the left, as I would have had a lower chance of being seen, possibly. Perfect game. There was no heartbeat sound after the reveal, so it was definitely the hooked person who exposed me. I decide to leave her because she's already almost marked, and I don't want to lose anymore. Save the best for last stacks. Okay then. I seriously considered giving up here, but I decided to press onwards. I figure someone else is in shack, so I try to stalk through the gap, but Spine Chill let him know I was there. I ended up misplaying that, and I decide that it's gonna take too long to get him now, so I abandon him and go for the person that's on that gen, who probably would have seen me because of the third person FOV. And I make sure to swing right before balanced landing procs, so she doesn't get enough distance and goes down. I see someone on the gen, and normally it would be a bad idea to go right up to them and stalk them, but I use this little gap on the Ormond shack to try to 99 her here, and eventually get the down. I don't really need to hook Feng right now, and the Nia just ran into me with the borrowed time, so of course I'm gonna try to tunnel her. That was well played by the Meg, going out into the open to reveal me, but I can get her later. That rock is high enough to crouch behind, so I do that and hide my red stain and down the Fang, and I get the Meg, who was 3/4 of the way stocked. So I see both of the survivors on the other side of the map, so instead of hooking Meg, I try to go over there and ambush them. Well, that's definitely gonna hurt. That Meg's doing a really good job of revealing me, hiding and waiting for me to be in a bad position to expose me. I feel like they're gonna try to rush the center gen, and Whispers turn on, so I hide up here and try to get a good stock on someone. That was well played by Fang. I didn't think she could actually fastball there. Now she gets away with bounce landing, and my stock has been wasted. I felt like the Fang was still at the tile, but she probably already left. I probably could have done some crouch mind games here to prevent her from reaching the pallet. I make sure to hide my light to make her think I'm coming from the other direction, and it ends up working. I know she has balanced landing, so I don't try to chase her right away. Instead, I try to keep the Meg confined to this tile while keeping an eye on Fang so she doesn't try to leave early. Again, I probably could have crouched mind game there, but it was getting really late into the game, and I didn't have time. So instead, I tried to quickly down David with save the best for last, and it ends up working. Meg healed, so I decide to wait near the hook and wait for the Meg to try to come for a save. I don't think she realized that she's been stalked. For some reason, Feng decided to leave, but I don't think there was much she could have done. So that's all for now. Some things to remember are how to use the main building in Ormond to your advantage, and how to mind game the stone loops on Ormond. It's a pretty rough map in general, so don't feel too bad if you don't do well on it, but there's still some things you can do. Well, that's all for now. I'll see you in the next one.